The largest population of Afro-Latinos in the U.S. reside in the Northeast region of the United States. Could their perspectives or ideas be a little different than mine? I live in the rural South of the United States, and I invite you to join me as we learn about culture, people, the differences in culture, because culture is everywhere. Take this podcast as cultural lessons about the world and the interesting people in it. So, welcome. My name is Jennifer White, and I'm an Afro-Latina teacher in the rural South. All right, welcome, Miss Rosa. Rosa, can you please tell me how to pronounce your last name?
Rosa Toussaint Ortiz.
Rosa Toussaint Ortiz. Rosa Toussaint Ortiz. And let me tell you how I met Rosa, okay? Everybody that I invite on this podcast has a special story with me. And what I was doing is that I was looking for groups, Latino groups to join on Facebook. And there are not many out there. Like for my area, for Alabama, there are not many out there. I kept looking, and then I found this group that was huge. It had over 6,000. Rosa, I don't remember how many followers you have. Like 6,000 to 10,000 followers. And I'm like, who is this? She's putting, information out there to help the Latinos. Wow, what a dynamic leader she is. This is amazing. I started looking up who is the person. Not only did she put out information out there, she put information about her church when she preaches, when other people in her church preaches. And I said, this is strange. Nobody does this. Nobody mixes their ministry with like a public community service. And I saw that to be very creative. And I looked her up and I said, hey, my name is Jennifer. I'm Dominican. Where are you from? Because that last name kind of threw me off. I was like, she sounds like she's from Haiti. I was like, I wonder if she's a Haitian lady who speaks Spanish. That's what I thought. And I sent her a long message saying, hey, my name is Jennifer. And I don't remember what I put on the message. She responded. When she responded, I felt like, oh, I found somebody that's with me here in Alabama, that has that connection to the República Dominicana. And I just want to know more about you, Rosa. I want everybody to know about your name, the origin of your name. Tell me, please.
Well, this is very interesting. And to me, it comes straight from Haiti, because that's where Toussaint Louverture is, the history. The airport has the name. There used to be a time when the whole island was, there was not Dominicans and there were not Haitians. There was La Española, like it still is, but at that time, everybody was together. So I do believe that it comes probably from Haiti, but, and we're going to get into the topic probably of racism and the way people feel, about certain things. In my family, the elders, especially an aunt of mine, she did not want it to be connected to Haiti at all. Wow. So she, in my opinion, she created a story that no, she says, no, that it doesn't come from Haiti. That last name was my grandparents were coming in a ship through the coast of the Dominican Republic. They were coming from France, and they gave birth. She elaborated this story because she did not want to be connected to Haiti. Wow. So to me, it's very interesting, but I claim it and I say it's from Haiti, even though I never met any relative from Haiti. My parents, my grandparents, I've been told that my great-grandparents are also from Dominican Republic, but it's just folks are interested.
Well, I know, it's intriguing. I know in Alabama, who cares? They probably don't care. And probably some people thought that it was like a French name, isn't it? Has anybody said that to you, that it sounds like a French name?
Well, it is a French name.
Yes.
Because remember, Haitians were dominated.
That's right.
And they were the ones that were taking over. It was France. So it is a French name. Yes.
That's right. That is amazing. I'm so glad that you're able to embrace that culture that is part of you. So tell me a little bit about yourself, like how long you lived in Alabama and where you live now.
My life in the United States started in Anniston, Alabama.
Oh, yeah,
That's where everything started. I left the Dominican Republic when my mom passed away. I was 7 years old, and my father felt that it would be best for me to move to Puerto Rico with relatives. And when I turned 18, I decided I was going through a situation, and I decided the best thing for me was to join the military. And that's what I did. I joined the Army, the US Army. And when I was I turned 18, I was 18, I turned 19 in August 1978. I don't have no shame about my age.
Okay.
And
You look beautiful.
I went to, yes, thank you. And then I went to basic training. I got my orders to go to basic training to Fort McClellan, Anniston, Alabama. And that's when the whole culture shock started. My English was really, really bad. It still needs improvement, but at that time it was really, really bad. And that's the place where I was told, I don't know if I mentioned to you, Rosa, my Puerto Rican friends were telling me, I want to go outside on a pass to the city of Anniston. They say, don't go out, because if you go out, because you are Black, because you can hardly speak the language, you have a heavy accent, they might harm you. They really say they might kill you. That's, you're talking to young people. We are all young, and they knew a story that I did not know, because I never heard anything about that in Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, that it was like a crime to be Black. I didn't understand. So that was very shocking for me. So that's how it started. I started living in the United States with fear that I was going to be killed because of the color of my skin.
So did you
And I
ever
was in the
leave?
military,
Did you ever get a pass to get out of Fort McClellan
No,
and go into Anniston? No?
no, I got the pass.
Okay.
I got the pass, but I did not left post. I did not left post. I went in, on a bus that picked me up at the airport and took me inside Fort McClellan. And what I did was, at the time that the basic training ended, I got back on my bus and they took me back to the airport, but I never went outside those gates. I was too afraid.
Yes, I understand. So what happened next? Where did you go after Fort McClellan?
Well, to me, that's heaven, and it's my favorite city in the United States, San Antonio, Texas, or San Houston.
Okay.
So it was awesome. It was like God blessed me. It was like such a big blessing. So I went to San Antonio, all the Hispanic, it's an awesome life, in there, the nightlife, when you are a young person. So it reminded me kind of like Puerto Rico. It was very live. So that's what I did. And after that, I was there for a few months in the second training that I have to take. They call it AIT. But then what happened was, when the training was over, I received orders to go to Louisiana, Fort Polk, Louisiana. And at that time, I started hearing stories again. Oh, Louisiana,
Yeah.
And I say, listen, by that time I have kind of grown a little, say, I'm not gonna stay more than a year on post without going outside. So.
Oh gosh, not again. Wow. Yeah. So, okay, so what brought you back to Alabama? Because obviously you found success in Alabama.
Well, the interesting thing is from Louisiana, I put myself on levy to go to Panama. Mm-hmm. And I went to Fort Clayton, and it's interesting. Everybody was going either to Korea or they were going to Germany. And I say, no, I don't want to, so I requested Panama. So I went to Panama. And after Panama, I got out, after 3 years, I got out of the service, but I stayed on the reserve, did 2 years, the ROTC, I was commissioned, and then I got orders to go back to Alabama. This time was Huntsville.
Okay. It's a little better, right?
But to me, that worked. But Alabama, once you tell me Alabama, I did not want anything to do with Alabama. So, yeah.
Oh my goodness. So once you got to Huntsville, I guess you came out of the post, right?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. A lot of things happened. And to make the story short, that was my assignment. And that's what I wrote, the book that I told you about Huntsville being my assignment. I stayed there from 1985 when I arrived until November 8th when I moved back to the Dominican Republic. And now I retire here in the Dominican Republic. But what is interesting is I moved during from 1985 to now, November, I moved twice. I moved in 1988. I went to live to Philadelphia, and I have to go. Something happened that I have to return. So I was less than 2 years, and I have to go back to Huntsville. Then I moved to Orlando, Florida, and another thing happened that I have to return to Huntsville. So I finally say in 94, I said, this is it. I meant to be here. So I stayed there, and now that was my assignment. A lot of things happens while I was there. God used me, to serve the immigrant community. And now I'm here, and it's very interesting because now I'm here. And one of the reasons why I came here is to serve also those that are in extreme poverty. With my church started a foundation here. And I'm serving now Haitians and also Dominicans that are in extreme poverty. But it's another assignment. That's the way I see it. Yeah, my assignment in Huntsville, it's over, in that, the physical way, and now I'm here, in this part of the world.
Okay, so just to make it clear, so you moved back to the Dominican Republic in November of 2021, right?
2021, I moved here. November 2021, I moved back here. I retire here.
Wow. Now tell me a little bit more about your children. Do you have any children, and what was it like raising them with any racial tension, being the skin color that they were? What was it like to raise your children in Alabama?
Well, I gotta be sincere. I really did not have problems with the children. If I said that there was a specific situation, no, there wasn't. And as a matter of fact, we were attending for many years when they were teenagers, in middle school to teenagers. We were attending in what people call a white church. That's so interesting to me in the United States. But we have a Hispanic group. Yeah, we have a Hispanic group. Our Hispanic group was inside of that church. They allow us to have a ministry, and then my children were going to both service. But it came a time when, because their English was better than their Spanish, they were feeling more comfortable getting with all the children for the English speaking part of that church. And I gotta tell you, I cannot say that anyone say something to me to hurt my feelings. I don't remember, or to my children, and neither in the community. My kids were able to do very well in school. I thank God for that. So I cannot say that. Now, what I do want to tell you, my bad experience of racism was in Philadelphia.
Oh.
When I moved back in 88, 89, that's what happened. And it's in the book, it's in the newspaper. If anyone want to look the archive in the Philadelphia, the Sentinel, I think that's the name of the newspaper. There were people that want to burn us. We moved in a white neighborhood. as a veteran, it was easier for me to get a home, to buy a home with a loan, a VA loan. And I moved in a great neighborhood, and they felt that we were a threat. They didn't want Blacks, they didn't want Hispanic, and they even accused, my children were little, like 5. That was, my daughter was born in 88 in January, and we went there around June, something like that. And my son, they're only 16 months apart. So they were 2 babies. And I was by myself. I was a single mom. And it was a very difficult, sad, challenging experience for me and my children, because we have to leave my first home that I bought. I have to leave my home because I was not wanted. They broke my windows, but none of that. And after that, I came back to Huntsville, and I told, I said, it's unbelievable, that happened in Philadelphia, and I never had that problem in Alabama, in Huntsville, Alabama.
That's so funny because when you think about the South, you think, oh, Alabama, so racist, so backwards, everything's just bad. But, I don't hear a lot about racism in the North either. I listened to a podcast called Nice White Parents because I used to live in New York a long time ago in the 80s as well. And when they were talking, I said, oh my goodness, I remember those things. So they were talking about the realities of the racism in New York City. And I thought, man, I forgot that even though I admire the North and I'm like, oh gosh, it's so cool, such diversity, it doesn't matter. They're so separated. And at least in Alabama, it's like, okay, the people are very friendly. Yeah, they might have some racism because it's something that a lot of them don't even know they have it. It's just a way of life. It's a culture. And that's what I've always noticed. It's not like they can outwardly be racist. It's just like they just have that discomfort. But so then I'm so glad to know that your kids didn't have those issues at all. So were they ever the only ones of something, like the only Black kids in a club, the only Black kids in a class?
Yes.
Okay.
In the church, for quite a while, there were, because there were Hispanic kids, but my kids are dark like me, the dark skin, and their father is also an African American. So they were pretty much the only one, and everybody loved them. And I mean, they were doing well. They were good kids. They did good with the Bible. They represented the church for the Bible competitions, and things like that. So
that is so awesome. So great. Now, let me talk about colorism a little bit. And I know there's 2 different colorisms in the United States and in the Dominican Republic. But did you ever feel a sense of colorism from the Latinos in Alabama? Like any Latinos looked at you and looked down on you and you're Latina?
they have, and I do believe that they don't do it on purpose. It's like part of the culture. If I go inside of a Mexican, this is what I noticed. If I walk inside of a Mexican store and they don't know me, they look at me in a suspicious way. And I'm at this point that I cannot do it on purpose. I don't speak Spanish, just to see. I just walk in, just to see the reaction, and they look at me and kind of make me feel like an outsider. Like what are you doing in here? And it's like even fear. I have noticed. But as soon as I open my mouth and I start speaking Spanish, everything goes away. And then the funny part is that a lot of time I have the people are asking me, "Oh, you speak Spanish so well."
Yes, you're so smart.
You speak Spanish. You speak Spanish so well. So
that is so funny. Now, Rosa, I know that you have a wealth of information, and you're writing that book. I can't wait to read it. Can you please tell us the name of your book so that we can go buy it?
well, it's a Black Hispanic woman. My assignment in Huntsville, Alabama. Just straight to the point.
Yeah, that's good. I love that. I love that. So we're gonna make sure in the description we'll put any links or anything that refers to her book so that you guys can find it and purchase it. But I also let's go back to La República Dominicana now. Tell me what it's like over there with colorism. Not you as a leader, not you as a leader now, but tell me if you've had any instances where you felt like oh gosh, I'm Black. I just realized I was Black because they treat me a little different. Have you had that in la República Dominicana?
No, I gotta be sincere with you. I think I was judging my country, or I don't know if they have. Yeah, they have changed. It was not just that I was judging. It used to be. They have got a lot better. But I don't feel racism. And I don't even feel, personally, I haven't felt that racism.
Okay.
I don't feel, and I kind of was looking for, something. Right now, when one of the Dominicans that I have become most friends, that we have become real friends since I'm here. I have never met her before. I just met her when I came here. If we were in the United States, people will say that she was white. You know the people from Las Vegas, from Vega, Moca, El Cibao, they white, and then she dyed her hair, blonde. So you see her, if she doesn't open her mouth, and she live in the United States also. You will think, and we, the two of us, walk around, but I feel that if we were in the United States, people be staring at us. But here it's like, it's nothing. What I have noticed of here is the problem of thinking, this is my opinion, the looking white, that European look is better, it's more favorable. And I was just today, there's a pastor from here that I happened to, she has one of those quick clips in Facebook, and I decided to listen to her. And it was so funny. She was talking to the woman and she was saying, if you single, and then you just fix your hair and then you move your hair. And I was saying, wait a minute, not everybody have the hair to be moving around that way, because she was talking about that relaxed hair. So that's, I noticed that here, it's like people expect the women will have their hair relaxed. That's what is called, that's what it says, like expected, like having the hair like I have it, having the hair like we have in the natural looks in the United States for, the African American, that is not looked to as a good thing. So that's my opinion.
Yeah, and I understand what you're saying because I remember living in Miami and even in La República Dominicana, the moment I get there, we got to go to the beauty salon and get un derrizado. We have to get the hair straight. I think, just behind the scenes, subtly, they're just saying that African look is not pretty. You're not pretty unless it's relaxed. You're not pretty unless it's straight. And even when I lived in Miami, well, my husband, he went to go preach at a church in Miami. And the pastor's wife in that church said, hey, Pastora, let's take you to get your hair done. And I said, oh, my hair is fine. I already got it done. No, we want to straighten it. And I said, no, me and my daughters, we don't straighten our hair. That damages our hair. And they're like, oh, okay. Like giving us that look like, okay, we respect you because you're la pastora, but that hair has to go. It's like in a way. And I had to remember, oh my goodness, this is crazy. I had to compare Alabama to Miami for a minute and remember that in Alabama, nobody ever tells me I need to straighten my hair. Nobody cares. Everybody likes my hair. Even white people are like, oh, we love your hair. It's so nice, so full and puffy. And they like it. But then I go back home to Miami and I feel that pressure, like you said, of having to relax my hair. But up to now, I
Yes.
celebrate. I celebrate having the puffy hair, the puffier the better. My daughter, she goes to school. She's the only black kid in her grade. So it's like she goes to school and she has an afro, she has afro puffs. And you know, when she walks around with that, I'm really proud of her. I said, wow, I'm glad we did good that she's proud to look like that when everybody else wears their hair straight. You know, nobody else has hair that's like hers. So I totally understand about that, about the hair thing. From Spain, and then I had like 1% from Ireland. I was like, how did that happen? I was like, what is this? It was great.
I even have five. I was surprised. I'm sorry. I have 5% of you. And I say, where, how? And even Finlandia. Finlandia, that's what
Yeah.
Finlandia, Finland. Yeah, even that. And I say, what is that? You know, a little percent, but it just show the what we humans are. We are a combination of so many things. And I wish I'm always said, that we need to see ourselves as the human race, and that's it. No, not African, no, but the human race. That's what we are.
That's right. That's right. You are so right. And I want to ask you about your Facebook group that you have in Alabama. How, so did you leave that to somebody else to manage, or now that you're in the Dominican Republic?
Oh, no, I still manage because remember, it's all about news
Yeah,
and
you're right.
keeping up with what's going on in the world. And as long as you have a phone, you know, a smartphone, or you have the internet, you're good to go. So I still informing them. And what is so interesting, when I created that account was back in 2009. I created that account, and the purpose for that was because of the immigrants. They were suffering a lot. They could not speak English. We have a lot of folks they have across the border and have come to Alabama. They were working hard, but they didn't know, they had no idea what was going on around them because of the language barrier. And then, like, we have a lot of tornadoes, as you know, in Alabama. So when tornadoes come, they did not know, they never experienced tornadoes in their country, really. And now this kind of weather, you know, so I understood that I need to help these folks. And that's how it was created. And it just evolved. People needed that. People needed somebody. Now we have different groups, but there was a time when that was the only group, the only place that people can come and get information just in Spanish, just in Spanish.
Wow, that is great. How many members are in that group right now?
It says like 5,000 and some, close to 6,000, but you know how it is with groups. They're not all active.
Yeah,
And it's like people are there and they quiet until you put something that is interesting to them. Then they show up and then they comment. And I do have now the group is I'm allowing people to put things in there, posts, more posts. But before I did not, because I wanted to be like a bulletin.
Yeah.
You know, if we start putting so many things, then people put things that were not important. And I want to make sure it was kind of like the news in a way, because I was informing people of important things that were happening around them.
Yeah, I found myself looking at your news too. I was like, oh, that's happening. I didn't even know. I'm looking at the Huntsville news. And I remember feeling a sense of community. I'm not from Huntsville. I don't live there. But I remember you posting that I won the Teacher of the Year. And all these Latinos were saying, congratulations. We're proud of you. And I'm like, wow. Like, I haven't felt that in Alabama, that there's, you know, un orgullo Latino. It's like, I haven't felt that really. And I said, wow, look at the Huntsville community. They had me on the news. You referred me to the news station and I came out on the Huntsville news. And I was like, wow, look at that. That's what I've always wanted in Anniston. I did try to start an organization in Anniston, but it didn't go well. It's harder. It was hard to get the Latinos together. But I do remember one time going to the Chinese store, to the Chinese restaurant, and the lady who was serving food or was mixing, you know how they mix the food in the buffet, I always said hi to her every day. I said, hola querida. That's what I always said. And she said, hey, I saw your picture in a billboard. what is it saying? And I'm like, oh man, I forgot that billboard is in English and that some people don't even know what it's saying. And I told her, oh, well, my husband, he put it up there. It was because I got the honor of being the regional teacher of the year for the whole South. And she said, oh, wow. And it's like, it made me cry, because she said, wow, you are the pride of us. We don't have anything here. And that's what she told me. She's like, we don't have anything here. All we have is that we work every day, but seeing your picture up there, it's like a sense of hope. And I said, wow, that's pretty cool. It's like, that's the only person that ever said that. But I was like, man, there's a purpose to being up there, even though I could get negative publicity to having a billboard about a good thing. But it was really nice. And your community was that for me. It was like, oh man, I feel like I belong there, even though those are my people, mi gente.
Yes.
Even though they're not Dominican in there, but
yes.
Rosa's there, so hey, that's my girl.
Yes.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of my podcast. I had the absolute honor of interviewing Rosa Toussaint, who shared her wonderful, powerful story of moving to Anniston, Alabama, being warned about sundown towns, and her unsettling experiences in Philadelphia. So bad that she had to leave the home she bought there. Unfortunately, our conversation was cut short due to technical difficulties, but I hope to have Rosa back on the show soon to continue her incredible story. In the meantime, don't forget to check out my blog about Huntsville, Alabama, the smartest city in the state, and its connection to the civil rights movement. You'll also find links to Rosa's books there. Supporting leaders like Rosa is so important, especially as we highlight diverse voices and experiences in Alabama. This episode is part of my journey to explore 100 days till Black History Month. We have 54 days left until February 1st. I'm learning something new every day, and I can't wait to share it with you all. Make sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, all under Afro-Latina Teacher, and stay updated with my blog and podcast episodes. Let's continue exploring, learning, and celebrating Black history together. Hasta luego, amigos. I'll see you next time.